Okay. All right. Let's. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Namaste. We missed last month. We weren't able to host on the last week of last month. So Swami has graciously allowed us to hold that session tonight. So thanks everyone for joining, and I will have Swami begin the session.
Okay. Namaskar. The monthly Ramayana, the study, that this time, the last month we were supposed to do, but for some reason we couldn't organize. But this month, in the beginning itself, we are doing it. Maybe the May will record in the end of May. So now, as we usually do, let us chant this mantra and let us proceed. Yan maya vashavarti vishyamakhilam brahmadi deva sura yat sattvat amrishaiva bhati sakalam rajyo yata he brahma yat pada plavami bhavati bhavambodhesti tirshavatam Bandhoham tamashisha karanaparam Rama akhyam isham harim. I salute the Supreme Lord Hari, known as Rama, the cause transcending all relative causes, whose mysterious power controls all beings in the world, including Brahma, Devas and Asuras, whose substance gives reality to all things as the rope does to the snake appearing on it, and the feet alone before a spiritual aspirant as a boat for crossing the ocean of samsara. Friends, this the mantra that we chant, it shows that Sri Rama is the supreme God, or we can say the Brahman. That Brahman, he has taken a form, and usually the Hindus, they are having two different paths, one duality, another non-duality. The duality means God and the devotee are different. Non-duality, they both are the same. This is the way they think. Now, from the point of the non-duality, the goal is Brahman. From the point of the duality, the goal is God or Parama Vishnu. Parama means the supreme, and Vishnu means all-pervading God. Now, we are studying the life of Sri Rama, and Rama is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So obviously we are following the path of the duality. Now again, in the sloka, they reminds us that though we are thinking that Rama is a human being, a son of Dasharatha, and he has brothers, he has sisters, he has family, but in reality, he is the Param Brahma. And he is the only one who can take us beyond the suffering of birth and death again and again. So this is the ultimate goal of the Hindus. The Hindus, they talk about the heaven, but heaven is a stopover. And from there, either some may come back if the desire is there, or from there they can go for liberation. So Krama Mukti, slowly they will go beyond this. The bondage is the desires, desires for the worldly things, and the world is temporary. So I cannot get the complete satisfaction, complete joy, complete happiness, or the bliss as they call it. So how it is possible? So this avatara is coming. They are the gods, they are the supreme being taking a human form, living with us and acting. Now, Bhagavan Sri Rama, he is the Vishnu himself, but now this time he is acting as Sri Rama, and it was the time period is immediately after the Satya Yuga. The Satya, this is Treta Yuga. So the good people, they were there all around, and at the same time there were egoistic people, and mostly they were branded as the Rakshasas. And we find the three different civilizations. One is Manava Sabhyata, the human, the civilization. Banara Sabhyata, another civilization knew as the Banara. And third is the Asura Sabhyata, or Rakshasa Sabhyata. These Rakshasas, they were also educated people. They also followed the ancient Vedic rituals and rules. And they were also having the same qualities as others, but at the same time they were egoistic and they were cruel, so they were known as the Asura, that was the clan. Now the story that we all know, that the Rama went in exile, and for some reason his wife, the Sita Ma, was abducted by Ravana, and Ram went to the jungle, and he developed the friendship with another Banara king, Sugriva. And Sugriva had the difficulty with his brother, Bali. So with the help of the Sri Rama, the Sugriva could kill that or punish that Bali. Now he became the king, and he promised to help Rama to get back or rescue the mother Sita. And the rescue team went out, and they were searching. And then finally, Hanuman could reach to that particular island known as Sri Lanka, and from there he has come back, giving the report to Sri Rama. So this is where we are now. In the Yuddha Kanda of the Valmiki Ramayana, we find the decision, preparation, and military movement. These are the three stages. It's called Yuddha Kanda. And then, of course, the war. What is the decision? Sri Rama, his mind became very calm. Why? Because he got the information about his wife, beloved wife, Ma Sita. Rama was thinking, friends, we have to forget that Rama is God. As a God, he knew everything. But now he is acting as a human being. So he has born in a family called Raghukula, is the lineage of the Raghu, and his father is Dasharatha, and his mother is Kaushalya, his brothers are the Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna, etc. His wife, Sita, she was abducted, and now the Rama has reached to this place. The decision has to be taken by Sri Rama. Information has come. Now it is your decision. So Rama wanted to know in details. But the Rama's mind, the Valmiki is describing, now it has calmed down. Why? He got the information. What is the information? Sita is still living. So whether Sita was alive or not, that was the thought. So obviously, his mind was constantly thinking, what should I do? And he was going on having the friendship with the Sugriva and all that, but at the same time, the doubt was there. There's so many months have passed. Have they still kept the Sita, or they have killed the Sita? That was the doubt. Now that Hanuman brought back, and not only Hanuman said, he also showed the bangle that the Sita gave, not the bangle actually, and the one type of the jewelry that the ladies do wear on their head, and they keep it on the hair. So that was shown to Rama, and Rama could immediately recognize this belongs to Sita. So obviously he was satisfied. Now after that he said, Janaki is alive. Hanumana has accomplished a very difficult job. But alas, this moment I do not have anything to give to Hanumana except my grateful hugging. So Rama was the king. Obviously, this is the tradition. If anyone has done something, the king is supposed to give some jewelries. They used to wear a lot of jewelries. So when in this type of occasion somebody has done a great job, to encourage them, immediately they will take out some jewelry and give it to them as a gift. The Rama was not having anything. He was for a long period of time, he was in exile in the forest. So obviously he was not carrying any wealth or what to give. So there we can understand how he was thinking. Being a king, I cannot give anything to anyone now. We can understand the psychology. So if we place ourselves in that condition, a prince, a king, and now he cannot give anything, not even some little costly thing. Nothing is there except his own personal clothing and the bow and arrow. Nothing is there. And that man is a great king. So he is mentioning there itself, Hanumana has done a great job. I appreciate it, but alas, I don't have anything to give to him except my embrace. I like to embrace the Hanumana. But Hanumana, for that was a great gift. What the Hanumana would have done with some gold, these and that. So Hanumana, he knew the Rama is not an ordinary person, he is the God himself. Hanumana was a great yogi. He could see the Rama and he knew who he is. So obviously when the Hanumana used to worship Sri Rama, meditate on Sri Rama, and that Sri Rama is embracing him before everyone. That was a great gift. Hanumana was very happy having the gift. He embraced him, and the Rishi is explaining that the haripulation, all the hair in the body, that stood on end. They were so excited and so happy at the feeling of joy. So the haripulation happened all over the body, Sri Rama embracing Hanumana. And here, the God and the devotee, they become one. When devotee comes close to God, that there are different stages of devotion. The Sarupya, Sarujya, Salukya, Samipya, etc. They say in the Bhakti school, they say you go near to God, that's the great joy. You can see God with your own eyes, it's a great joy. And you feel that you are that, it's great joy like that. And here the Rama is embracing the Hanumana. And Hanumana was very happy. The king of Kiskinda, the Sugriva, he asked Sri Rama for the preparation for the war. And he said, Lord, you must prepare for the war. Now we have got the information. We know where to attack. We know where to go. Now, I have called all the Hanumanas. We have already discussed the civilization of the Hanumanas. They were almost in all the hills were that the Hanumanas under the clan of the Hanumana. They were all very powerful human beings. But they used to love to dress like the Hanumana, behave like Hanumana, because that was their symbol and that was their worship. So this is the way they thought. And this Hanumana, and hundreds and thousands they came because of the call of the Kiskinda king, the Sugriva, and they have all assembled. Now the Sugriva told, now I am ready. We all are ready. Now it is your decision. Information has come. Do you want us to go there? Then he was describing in this way. You see these multitudes, these huge The soldiers, they're all, each and every one of them are heroes. And each and every one of them are ready to plunge into the fire if you want. That's the whole completely dedicated for this cause. Now you say, do you like to start the war, or you are planning in some other way? And it was completely on Sri Ramachandra, that this is the leadership. Now people are ready, informations are there, and now you have to take the decision. And how to take the decision? Now this Ramachandra was greatly trained by a great rishi, and he taught in the military, the war techniques are completely different than heroism. We take out the sword and then attack someone and fight with him. I know the technique how to fight, and then I kill him. That is one thing. But the planning, you have to understand that these are the ways I am going to attack, and these are the people, they will work in this way. So each and everything you should be in a very clear way. You should understand who are the attackers, who will go fast, and who is going to give the information, who will keep us protected. Those who are fighting, and they will fight, but when they are injured, there will be a group of people that will be carrying them back to the camp and give them medicine again, so that they survive and get back to their health once again and join again the war the next day. So that is another group. And the group will be there who will be supplying the food and the weapons. Now when you are doing something, throwing the stones, so you know you have to have the supply of stones. Who will do that? So another group should be there. And then the protection from the left, right, back, front, that is necessary. When the leader should be in the front. So this all planning. And not only that, where we are going, how powerful they are, that is also, just we go and see, oh my God, we are no match to them, they are so powerful, then we will die. So the planning is very, very important. It is the war that Sri Ramachandra is going to wage. But in our life also, when we are growing up, a family man, having a wife and the parents and the children and the neighbors and the work, they are also planning is necessary. What I am going to do, how I am going to earn money, how I am going to earn the respect in the society, how I am going to be healthy and happy. Each and everything should be in the planned way, otherwise it is impossible. So majority of us, we do not know. Whenever we talk about the war, we think it is just going and the two armies are killing each other. No, it is all planning. And in life, individual life, that is also there. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna very wonderfully mentioned to Arjuna, Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. Here comes the spirituality. Where whatever work that you are doing, think that this is a war that you are fighting. And I have to survive. I have to be successful. So that is the war. I go and fight and die, it is of no use. I have to survive in the war, and I have to be successful. That is the strategy of the war. So Sri Ramachandra called a meeting. The meeting of the great leaders of this Hanumana clan. And Hanumana himself, the name of that particular hero who crossed the ocean, came back reporting, is a very famous Hanuman. So Hanumana then was reporting, Rama is asking. Sri Rama then called Hanumana and asked him to narrate in details the position of the enemies, their defenses, their arrangements of weapons, the number of soldiers, their weak points in the city defense, if any. So all these things were necessary. So Hanumana, he was a great, though not only warrior, but very, very intelligent. So Hanumana is now giving the details. Lanka abounds in horses, elephants, and chariots. The Hanumana is giving he has already explained what he has done, how he went over there and all that. Now he is mentioning in the Sri Lanka, when we reach over there, what do you see? A lot of elephants. And in those days, obviously, they used to fight the man to man. The elephants are the very powerful the animal. In thousands, if they're standing before you, and it's really, really difficult. So he is first mentioning what they will use, the elephants, the horses, and the chariots. Now, why Hanumana mentioned these in the beginning? Because when Hanumanas, the groups that the Sugriva is leading and Rama is leading, they were not having anything of this sort. They were not having the horses. They were not having the elephants. They were not having the chariots. They are not having anything. So in the beginning itself, our defense is weak. So that you wanted to mention. We have to stand and fight. We don't have anything. And they will be moving faster than us because they have the chariots. They have the elephants and the horses. They'll be moving from different directions. They'll be faster than us. This is their power, their main power and our weak point. So Hanumana mentioned in that way, Lanka abounds in horses, elephants, and chariots. It has 4 big, massive gates in 4 directions. So when you are going, it is all covered and a huge wall. And that wall, Hanumana is mentioning, made of gold. It's a metal wall. Easily you cannot break it. So this is the wall that we have to first break. It has 4 gates though. Through the gate, can we break the gate? In those gates, huge stones, arrows, other instruments have been kept in readiness. In those days, those people used to fight with the stones and all that. So everything is ready. Now, I visited long back a fort in Rajasthan. In the main gate itself, the moment you are breaking the gate, there is another, the defense is there. Immediately the roof will open, and from the roof, the boil oil will come on you. When the enemies are entering, suppose we break the gate, it's very, very difficult. Even though when you break, the moment you enter, the top of the immediately after the gate on the top, it will open, and automatically huge boiled water and the oil and the fire will come down on you. So hundreds will be killing by that way. So here the Hanumana is mentioning, and if the more you are approaching towards the king's palace, king's the quarter, the road will be narrow. So you cannot go 10 people together side by side. One by one you have to enter. And it will be easy for them to kill you. So these are all the strategies they in those days they used to make and to keep themselves safe. So when the Hanumana is explaining, now I am telling you that is in the 17th century, 18th century. And Hanumana is telling that we don't know when it is in the Ramayana's time. So this way he mentioned that there will be 4 gates, huge gates, and with the huge stones, arrows, and other instruments have been kept in readiness. There are hundreds of sharp iron fitted with their engines. Hanumana noticed one type of a machine, and that is having hundreds of arrows, big arrows. And the moment they will just cut that, maybe the hook, it was hooked, and it will start roaming and spitting the iron, maybe you can say the arrows. And these are all big, and they are coming and hurting. So these are the defenses. So don't think that you can easily break the door and the gate and enter. That all these the defenses are there. Hanuman are giving in details. A golden wall worked with jewels encircles the city and is quite insurmountable. It is very difficult to climb also. So you have to carry the ladders and then you can go up. If you can imagine, those who have seen the movies, how in those days they used to have the war and the thousands of people are attacking the wall, the huge wall. Over from the wall they will be fighting back. And even if you are trying to climb up, it is really difficult. So you cannot climb that. After it, there is an immense moat. Even after that, there is a type of a river they have made, a tunnel they have made, and this side and that side of the wall. And suppose you go from the outside, you have to cross that water body. So you cannot take your ladder close to the wall so that you can fix it and climb on it. Now you are far away from the wall. You have to go close to the wall. How you can go? Because that particular place, that like a small river surrounding the whole wall and the city, there are crocodiles are there. And it's full of water and the crocodiles. Then you have to have something, some boat or something, so that you can go to that. I'm just coming slow, sorry. Please off. So, I'm sorry because now it is the summertime, so we are having the cooler, but it's too cold now. So I'm just stopping now. Okay. The Hanuman is giving this description that bridge is guarded by a machine, and the moment you are trying to cross the bridge, that machine itself will throw all the enemies, those are trying to cross at that particular water body, they will throw into the water. And inside the water there are crocodiles. That means it is very difficult to cross the ditch particularly, then to the wall, and to climb the wall, then going down inside and fight with these people. I found King Ravana ready for the war, a very cool-headed and cautious person. He himself inspects the army. It is quite formidable like a fortress, but built by the gods. There are water forts, hill fortresses, and 4 kinds of artificial forts. Now, when the whole area is covered by the wall, and suppose you break one door, enter through that, and then there will be these small fortresses inside that big fort. Inside that big fort, there are small fortresses, and some are like, as they call it, the river, the water fort. Water fort means if you go to Rajasthan, you will find the huge body of water, and center of the water, there is a palace for the king to live. To reach to king, you need some boats. And naturally, you are in a vulnerable condition, and you are open on the water, and maybe that you will be the sitting ducks. They will shoot and kill you. So that is the way that is called water forts. The covered by water, surrounded by water. And again, this is very new thing that he is mentioning, hill fortresses. On the hill also, and it is so steep, it is very difficult to climb. So obviously, it is not so easy to conquer, and 4 kinds of artificial forts. Now, artificial forts that we have also seen, and sometimes you can see in the war movies that they used to make in the 14th, 15th, 16th century wars, when they used to have on the horseback, on the elephant's back, and when you are going to attack, then they will have the sharp, the big, the trees, and they will make the one side very sharp, and that they will put in such a way you have to cross that. It was so difficult. Even if you go, there is a chances that you will kill yourself over there. So by that way, they used to slow down the movement of the enemies. So Hanumana is giving this. He said it is like this. Then 100,000s of the Rakshasas are guarding the eastern gate of the Lanka, and almost the same and more than that guarding the southern gate, and the northern and the western. Quite a number of cavalry and fighters and the charioteers are guarding the inner passages. So I have broken Lanka's breach, pulled down its rampart, and sacked the city. Now let us somehow cross the sea. The Vanaras will surely conquer Lanka. After giving the complete description about their preparation, they have a lot of weaponaries and all that, but still, I alone got the opportunity to enter into that, and then I have done these things. A great fear was created in the mind of the Rakshasas. Only one Vanara, he has done this, and suppose the thousands like him comes, then what will happen to us? The fear psychosis I have already created, and I have also destroyed some of their the arrangements. So it will take time for them to repair those things. So obviously, it is the best time. They are now afraid. They are now not prepared. This is the time. If we can attack, then we'll be successful. So that was the ultimate, the reporting of the Hanumana. Sri Rama, he heard all these things, and then he said, well, let us go for the preparation. And Sri Rama, hearing the detailed report, and he said to Sugriva, "O Sugriva, the present moment is very auspicious for victory. Today reigns the Uttar Phalguni star, and tomorrow star Hansta will join the moon." Now we find here Sri Rama also is to believe the positions of the stars and the planets. Even today, though we call it as the scientific, the era, but people, you will find many people, they will first calculate. Every individual is getting the influence of the positions of the stars and the planets. The moment we are born, exactly that moment, what star was there and what planet position was there, if one can understand that, then one can understand whether he will be successful in his endeavor or not. Even today, there are people who can calculate and can tell. Even they can say when you are going to die, at the period of time. This is the maybe after 10 years, 12 years, they will be able to make some assumptions on that. This is the calculation. So Jyotisha, this calculation. Sri Rama, he was also having this. We have seen the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also used to say, today is the good day, auspicious day. That means the positions of the stars and the planets favorable for that particular individual. So Rama told, this is the time when this Phalguni is there and Hamsa is there. So let us, auspicious signs are everywhere. I shall surely be victorious. I shall surely be because he is the leader and he is going to lodge the war, start the war. And now he felt, because of this, these are all in my favor, I am going to be successful. I am going to be victorious. I shall rescue Janaki and kill the Ravana. All the leaders and the generals expressed their happiness and support. Sri Rama took up the command and passed the order. Now here we find the capacity of Sri Rama. He was not only just at that time, how much older he will be? At 13, he went with Vishwamitra. And then afterwards, he was there for another, I think, 20 years. So 13 plus 20, 33. And then he went to the jungle and another 10 years. So he is in the mid-40s and almost like 50s. That was his age. He was mature. And now he was planning in an excellent way. This is the final thing that he has to. And so many millions of the Banara Shenas, they have assembled. If you make any mistake, then all will be destroyed. So Rama is careful. He is asking, Neela. And we know that those who have read the Ramayana, and we know Neel was a great hero. So he is asking the Neel and his 1,00,000 soldiers, they should lead, assuring the safety of the following troops. The first thing, when the troop movement is happening, the one must be very, very careful. When the troop is going, if the enemy is just attack, then what will happen? They won't be able to fight back because there is no order. The soldiers will never do anything. Even when they are attacked, they will never pick up their guns to fire back, because if the order is not there. Now the leaders are far away. There is no communication in that way in those days. So obviously, one should be very, very careful when the soldiers are moving. If any mistake is there, we may lose many soldiers. So Rama is fast, careful, sending out 1,00,000 soldiers. They will go cleaning. Cleaning means they will be seeing the side of the roads, the places where the enemies can hide and the snipers can kill, and they can sudden attacks may be there because the narrow path. Now so many soldiers are passing. From the top, if they roll the big stones, then obviously many soldiers will die by that way. So you have to go and make everything ready for the soldiers to move. So these are the fast group of soldiers under the Neela going. Then Rishabha and his troop should protect the southern side of the moving army. The southern side, and they are one leader and his soldiers, they are going to protect. Main army is moving. So another group of army, they are going and they are seeing that everything is clean. Now they can move. And the right hand side, the one group is going. Gandhamadan and his army should take care of the left, the south and the left. With Hanumana and Lakshmana with the Angada will be in the center of the total army with Rama's plan. So they will be in the center. And Jambuvana, Sushena, Begadarshi, they will protect the whole army from the back. Then the front is the Neela, and the back there are three, Jambuvan, Sushen and Begadarshi. And these at the back only, this is very important. Why? They carry the foodstuff. When this army movement, at the end only remains the foodstuffs. Those who are the fighting army, they go in the front and the middle, but at the back comes the medicine the people will be caring for the injured, and the people will be cooking, and many other things. They will be going at the back. So Jambuban, he will protect them. He is a warrior, and his soldiers are warriors. And the other two, they will take care of the medical team and also the cooking and all that. So that was the way they were all moving. Now when the Rama is going in that way, what the Ravana was doing, we find that it is going in this way, that the Ravana is mentioning. They all reached to the ultimate shore of the ocean, and then they camped. And the camp means the Rama and the Lakshmana and Hanumana, Angada, they will be in the center. And then others, according to their positions, will be circling them one after another. Friends, we can imagine the millions and millions of soldiers are moving. So they are obviously one group, those who are working under one leader, should not mix with others because the commands are different, maybe. Responsibilities are different. Some people are supposed to only protect the left side. If the right side attack is there, they should not leave their defense and go over there. We can see the picture of the military movement at the time of the Sri Rama. So he did it, and everything is organizing and going on in this way. So this we find, and when everybody is taking rest, so look at it, when everybody is taking rest, so what they are doing, they're Moinda and Dibida. Moinda and Dibida, they are protecting the resting group. All are taking rest, and still there are officers and their soldiers will be protecting. Now Ravana was extremely morose, and he saw the might of the Hanumana. He also called the meeting of his ministers, and they were also having the discussions. This side, we have seen Rama is alert and he is ready. They have reached the shore. Now they have to make a bridge to cross. And Rama's soldiers group are well organized. Most of them are fighters, and they are very powerful, and they are having sufficient weapons. In the Ravana's, the other camp, what they are doing, Ravana is not taking decision out of his own. He has called the ministers and discussing, and it is said, he is mentioning, Hanumana, it is not at all easy to enter the city of the Lanka, but only one Banara entered it and got sight of Janaki, broke down the sacred edifices, destroyed the heroic Rakshasas, and devastated the Lanka. Now what is to be done? Decide what may be worthy and honorable for me. Friends, it is Ravana. And we know the Ravana, he was the supreme, the king of the Rakshasas. The Rakshasa clan, they used to live almost everywhere in the southern part of India. The Banaras clan, they used to live on different hills, south and also north. So from the north also the Banaras went over there in this war, and to help their other clans, other friends. Rakshasas, now they are only that group, because other part inside the India, they were destroyed by Sri Ramachandra. Almost like 10,000 people were killed by Sri Rama. So obviously, that was one thing that weakened the Rakshasas. And here, he is counting, still we are sufficient in number. But this is the position that only one Vanara came and we could not fight back. Then they are discussing. And now what to do? There are three kinds of person in a society: good, bad, and indifferent. If you ask their advices, there will be good and there will be bad and there will be indifferent type of replies. Now, among you, he was addressing his ministers. There are three different type of people. So please let me know what are your advices. And here he is mentioning one should consult with the friends and persons engaged in the same act, and if necessary, even other persons might be consulted. Friends, these are the wonderful teachings even from the Ramayana for these modern days. So when we are counseling, with whom actually we are counseling, for what? Suppose it is the economical matter, the prime minister or the president of a country. Nowadays, it is not the king, mostly it is democratic. So either the president or the prime minister, the head of the state. To solve the economical problem, if he calls the academicians, that will be a mistake. If he is calling the army chiefs to solve the economical problem, that will be a great mistake. The whom to call? Those who are actually working with economy. So you must have that type of advisors, and your ministers should be capable to understand the intricacies of the economy. So this is the first. That's why Ravana is mentioning there are three types of people are there: good, bad, and indifferent. Indifferent people will always say, don't do anything, be quiet and all that. Bad people will give you the bad type of advices without considering the pros and cons of the problem. But the good people, genuinely, they will analyze and will come out with a proper advice. Mentioning this Ravana, he is asking his ministers, now please advise me, what should I do? Now, don't give me any advice as a bad or the indifferent, but now you must judge the whole situation. What is the situation? I abducted the wife of Sri Rama. Now, I am not going to give her back because of the pride. Now, my pride now associated with the Rakshasa's pride. And you have to also think in my way that we are not going to give her back, because that will ruin all our pride and we won't be able to do anything in future. We have to keep it up. This is the first thing. So decision is we have to fight. We are not going to give her back. The first. Second, only one Vanara, he came and he destroyed this way. So many people, they were killed and we couldn't do anything. That means we are not that way very powerful comparing with the Vanara. So that is the indication. So consider that too when you are giving the advice to me, what shall I do? So this way they were going on discussing. So, and we shall surely destroy Rama and Lakshmana this day and shall cut him into pieces, and who burned down the Lanka. When he said that my ministers, such is the state of affair. Now advise what will be the best from the point of view that you think best. So we can understand, so the democratic way, both Rama and Ravana, both are planning. And Ravana, because that is have to protect themselves, and they are little afraid because one person has destroyed so much, and if the thousands like that come, what will happen? Now we have to overcome that fear and we have to plan properly. Now one of them, he stood up and said that we were not prepared that the Vanara has come and Vanara will do like this. And that is why he could do like that. Now that we are all ready, why that Banara? Thousands like that won't be able to do any harm to us. We are very, very powerful. Then another elderly minister, he was praising the Ravana. He said, have you forgotten that you went and fought with the Kubera and snatched his chariot and from him? You fought with Indra. You fought with so many others. There was another very powerful Rakshasa was there. You fought with him, and ultimately to save his life, he had to give his daughter to you as your wife. So Mandodari was offered to you. So this is the way, and you are so powerful. And you are our leader. We have sufficient strength to fight back Rama. And what Rama? Physically, he is also weaker than us. And he is only a human being. We know the Vanaras, they are strong like us. But Rama himself is a Manava. He is not that strong physically. So obviously, we should not be afraid. It is an accident that the Hanuman came and he destroyed, and we were not prepared. Now we are all prepared. So these are the discussions were going on. And they said in this way, the Vibhishana then stood up. He said, see, don't talk in that way. Vibhishana is a good person. And the Vibhishana is giving the perfect advices. And he said to Ravana with folded hands, O king, war is the last resort for doing a thing which cannot be achieved by the ordinary policy of equality and also the discussion, through discussion. The war is the last resort. So that is true. If things can be sorted out by discussion, maybe little exchange of other things, then why to go for war? War that destroys not only the property but the human life also. And ultimately the war destroys the faith between the two groups. They won't be able to live together. Very recently in the newspaper, we read that the one person, all the three, they were from ex-Russia. That in the previously they were all same. Now the Russia has divided into different countries, different places. So two now belong to the Russia and one from another place. They are now at war. These three friends, they met in one place. And the third one never could, and that is in Germany, not in close by, nearby. And they have nothing to do with the war. They are not directly involved in the war. But still the hatred is so much now. These three friends, one from this country, another from the Russia, another two, when they met, and they met only to discuss and having some drinks and all that, these two killed the one in the Germany. So the Polish is wondering, so much of hatred now spreading everywhere. Why the war? The war means the hatred. Both sides will go on propagating the hatred, and that will enter into the psyche of the whole generations. And not only one generation, generation after generation, they will go on carrying the hatred that ruins the human society. So this Vibhishana, he was a great soul. That's why he became a friend and a companion of Sri Rama. And Rama embraced him, accepted him. This Vibhishana, he is mentioning that this can be solved with a discussion. Rama is not an ordinary person. Rama is not a fool. He is wise, is gentle, and he is very warlike hero. He had a great training. So Vishwamitra gave him the training. Vishwamitra has given him the weapons. So don't think he is weak and he is not depending on the Vanaras. He himself is powerful to fight with you. And is mentioning Why do you intend to attack him? And think of it. What is the intention? What Rama has done to you? No harm. Rather, you have done harm to him. Why you have abducted his wife? His wife didn't do anything. If you are a hero, you should go and challenge Rama. If you have any grudge against Rama, you should go and challenge the Rama. Why? Like a coward, you have abducted his wife. Wife has nothing to do. We never attack any family. So that is the first thing, that is you're wrong. Second, Khara. The Khara, he was also related to the Ravana's family. He was killed by the Rama. Vibhishana, mentioning that, he is telling, see, Khara was constantly disturbing Sri Rama. Rama was moving. Because of his family, it is their family decision. He came to the jungle. He was living in the jungle. It has nothing to do with the Khara. Why the Khara, our brother, had to go and constantly disturb him? And that is the reason he killed Khara. By the killing Khara, Rama proved that he can kill the powerful Rakshasa like Khara alone. That time Vanaras were not there. Oh Ravana, think of all this. First, the cause is completely against you. And second, the Rama is not an ordinary person. He has proved by killing 10,000 Rakshasas and also your powerful brother Khara. So obviously, why you are going to challenge him? Don't think that he won't be able to fight back. He will be. It is better that we should give back the Janaki. When he is coming here, or before that, we can take the Janaki and say, I'm sorry. And you will see, not only you will save yourself, you can protect the thousands of the Rakshasas and also all our country. But the Ravana became very angry on the Vibhishana. But he insulted him before everyone. And that day the meeting broke. Next day, early morning, Vibhishana went to Ravana's palace. They were brothers. And he met him. Why Vibhishana went the early morning? Because that was the time when others were going on giving different comments. Oh, this is weakness, and why should we be like that? We are powerful. So the Ravana's mind, and always he was a very egoistic person. When somebody is saying like that, he was going on thinking, no, I shouldn't. So Vibhishana thought next day, when nobody around him, when he is in his calm mind after a good sleep, so I will go and try to convince him. So Vibhishana went and he gave him the same advice. But we know Ravana didn't listen to that. That was also, he also said that, no, I am not going to listen to these things. Friends, we should stop over here now. And then in this month, I think, there will be Sarada and they will be arranging. And maybe in the end of this month, we will read the portion of the May. So thank you for giving this opportunity. And slowly we are entering into the ultimate thing, that is the war. And maybe in the next study, you'll enter into that. And this is an external thing, but it has a philosophical and spiritual effect also. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji.